Evening, teachers. Good evening, may I see you? Yeah, please turn on your cameras and start your videos. Hello, teacher John. Is that a filter? Is that a filter you're using? Evening,
Good
teachers.
evening.
Oh, sorry.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening po.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So again, I sent. You all have that filter. What is? Maybe because of the virtual background, teacher Shasha. What happened? Okay. Yeah, just like what I said, I sent the streaming link to our Zoom chat. Yes, po. Maybe you have to change. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting because teacher Jenny has a glass skin there, so that's so nice. Okay, I sent the streaming link to our Zoom chat, also to our GC. So just in case our other classmates will not be able to join us, right? They may join us through our YouTube live, but please tell them, right, to interact on our YouTube live through typing there in the chat box. I can also acknowledge their, sharing of ideas. Okay, let's have system check first, teachers. May I ask for a like react if you can hear me clearly? So last time we met, I was at home, right? But I hope you can still hear me clearly even I'm wearing mask because I'm at the office. Okay, great. Thank you. Only three can hear me clearly. Four. Mr. John, you can see. Yeah, maybe you have to play with that. I am certain you're already using that, right, when you're practice teaching. So yeah, explore the features there. Maybe you don't need, maybe your device, right, does not need for you to click, but you have a green screen and whatever. Okay. How about the heart react if you can see the screen and sharing? You see it? Only one, two, three, four, five. Okay. In 1 minute, I will now enable waiting room. Teacher Shashe, our secretary, right? Teacher Shashe, please take note of the attendance. Right, 15 minutes and beyond, they will be marked late. Okay, you have teacher Riza. This, yeah, I was actually wondering who's that. So that's teacher Thea from our YouTube live. Teacher Thea, hello. I thought I received your PM, right? You are not, yeah, you are not forced to attend. Okay, noted po. Thank you. Why, Teacher Shasha? Can you not, unmute your microphone? I will make it Teacher Shasha the co-host, my co-host. Okay, yeah. So you may also admit, please help me admit your classmates. Okay, let's start with the prayer. May I ask teacher Ali? Hi, teacher Eliza. Would you mind leading the prayer?
Hello po.
Good evening.
Good evening. So let us pray po. Um, Lord, thank you for this day that we have. And Lord, thank you for all the blessings. And Lord, thank you for protecting us from the COVID. And I hope our family will be safe. And that's it. Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. That was very specific, right? We just received the breaking news, right? That we already have one case, if I'm not mistaken, of Omicron. Just now, really just now, we received that. Teacher Shasha, what last week? To gadgets. Okay, that's great. Yeah, may I see everyone? I can only see the freshness of Teacher Jai, Teacher Jenny, Teacher Sel, Teacher, yeah, Teacher John. How about the others? I would like to see Ma'am present, Teacher Jessica from our YouTube live. Please take note. Are you taking note, Teacher Shasha?
Yes po,
Yeah,
ma'am.
your device does not support the It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. I can see you clearly. That's fine. Yeah. Thank you, Teacher Shasha. Okay, let's have our human chat. Teachers, may I ask for one word or a phrase, right? To the question, how are you tonight? How are you this afternoon? How's your PT? Right? You are near but not really vacation, but you're near the May elections, right? Break. So how is that? Can you type in the chat? Don't tell me you're excited for that because you need more time, right? You need more time to render for your teaching internship. So, but it's okay if that's really how you feel, right? I can force it on you. So, can you type there? How are you feeling? Happy. Thank you, Teacher Jenny. Yeah, I can see that from your glow. You're glowing. Awesome. Okay, from Teacher John, the earliest bird. Thank you, Teacher John, for being so early. Teacher Sel, good. Wow, high definition cam, Teacher Shasha. How are you feeling, Teacher Shasha? Relaxed but bothered with being relaxed. I know that feeling, Teacher Bea. Sometimes we feel so relaxed to the point that is there something wrong, right? Of not doing anything or being so calm, right? Sometimes we even assume that something not so pleasant might happen because of that feeling. Am I right, Teacher Bea? Thank you. Next teacher, Sheshet, feeling fine. Okay, was that neutral? But the others, teacher Jai, what is that? Is that it? The cord of your earphones? What are you holding there? What is that? Hi, teacher Jasmine.
Hello
It's nice.
po, ma'am.
Hello. Wait, today it's pink day, right? Thank you.
Ma'am,
I can
I'm
see
in
teacher Jas.
Manila and I forgot my pink
Oh,
shirt. Sorry
okay.
po.
Yeah, you look so nice in pink, especially for those who are wearing what fuchsia pink. Nice, looking so fresh. Teacher Jan, Teacher Nene. Oh, it's nice to see you again, all of you. Some of you, you're not present last time, right? Or maybe you didn't open your cam. That's why. Feeling anxious, Teacher Des. Why is that? And I think you misspelled your name there. Am I right? Teacher Des? Where are you, Teacher Des? Was that because you're anxious?
Ma'am, I'm anxious because there is so many things to accomplish.
Oh, yeah, from teaching internship, right? Yeah, that's right. What did I tell you last time? Right? I hope that this course will simply be a breather, right? Or merely a recall of at least your prof ed courses. Okay, that's why we're just having this chit chat, aside from, of course, your teaching internship course. Yeah. Am I right, Teacher Des? You misspelled your name there on Zoom? That's DE, right?
DI, ma'am.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
All along. Imagine I was the one who corrected you and you're the one who entered your name. I thought you misspelled it. Really? Okay, Teacher Desji. Who else? Other emotions from the chat? Yeah, don't worry. Right? Of course, I will not tell you. Teacher Shasha, please help me admit the others. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that uh, like after graduation, you will have but lesser works, but no. So that will be doubled, right? So expect the unexpected, but that's a good training ground because really in the actual teaching field, right, you will be bombarded with all those instructions from your head teacher, right, of your master teacher. But don't forget to, excel still, right, with humility. Feeling overwhelmed from teacher Ed. Nice to hear from you, Teacher Ed. May I see you? You were not around last time, right? And you sent me PM.
Yes, ma'am, I'm very sorry. And ma'am, I can't open my cam. Wala po ako sa bahay.
Oh, where are you? In a pink rally?
Wala po
Hey,
malapit. Pero sorry ma'am.
ah,
Sige po.
it's okay. Yeah, thank you. Feeling overwhelmed also by teaching internship requirements. Okay, let's have our screenshot. Thank you again for sharing your honest, right, and very transparent sharing of emotions. I think at least for now, I have fast connection. Even though I'm a PUP, so I believe I can have a screenshot. Okay, wait for a while. Please turn on, Teacher Bea, Teacher Des, Teacher Richard. Hello, Teacher Eliza. There. Let's wait for the others. With pink eyeshadow as well, teacher Jazz. I can see it through the cam, even if you're on Zoom. See, you have majority of you, you have high definition camera. It's the same thing you do, right? The way I see you, right, is the same way your young learners see you. Am I right? Yes. Thank you. Oh, teacher Ed, you open, but it's too dark. It's okay. If not. Teacher Des, can you open? Okay, let's smile, teachers. One, two, three. Smile. Okay. One more. One, two, three. Okay, let me copy and paste it first to our Jesus. I will not forget. Yeah, please take note, huh, teacher. Sheshe, we have teacher Thea and teacher Jessica from our YouTube live. Okay, let me send. Wow. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. That's multitasking. Please check the attendance, teacher Sheshe. Yeah, that's our next part here, as you can see, the attendance. Right, you are 13 on Zoom and on YouTube. There were teacher Des transferred to YouTube. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you for trying, Teacher Thea. Wow, Teacher Sheshe. Multitasker. Right. You're so fast. Are you sure you're going to do that? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wow. That means you have high processor of your laptop, right? Was it i7? Okay.
Ma'am, I'm using tablet while the other hand I
Wow.
using laptop.
So you did the same thing when for your teaching internship?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's good. I told you, right? It's really important to invest as early as now, right? Given a breaking news, we don't know how or when, right, this will end. So, I sorry. Thank you for right, investing as early as now. Okay, let's start. So, I would like just to add this, right? I told you last time that, of course, according to memo number 5, right? Recitation is now required. So since this is our first in class, I would like you all also again to be responsible of your recitation 6. Remember when we had this pre-pandemic, right? I used my SIP plan, right? I used my SIP plan and I I wrote there really, I took note of your recitation for recitation 6. This time, teacher Sheshe, I would like you to add a column, right? To our, was that at least for both of us, editable Google Sheet, right? But still for viewing only for your classmates. So that's add another column for the recitation 6, and that is for your recording. Well, since I mentioned about being responsible, right, of your own recitation, okay, you have to create another, this one, editable for everyone, another Google Sheets only for recitation. Is that clear? So you're going to have total of two, right? Two Google Sheets. The other one is editable for you and me alone. That includes the attendance and recitation column. While the other one is only recitation, editable for everyone. So they will be the ones to record the recitation 6, right? Given that in our, thank you, that's very clear. Right? Given that in our class or in house rules, right, or etiquette, it's important that you are honest. So that will highly rely on your honesty. Again, you're not cheating on me, you're cheating on yourself if you're going to, just input there so many recitation 6. Don't worry, teacher Shesha can even, of course, if she has time, I will not, right? I will not be a burden, right, to you, teacher Shesha. We have recording, so we know, right, if you are cheating on your recitation 6. Is that clear? Can you give me a thumbs up? Yeah, so starting tonight, right? Every time you share, every time you speak, as long as that's relevant to our discussion, that's already equivalent to one recitation stick, even from our YouTube live. That's why I will keep on reading here. Okay, I can see emojis here. Hello from teacher Shasha. Hello, Thea from teacher Thea. Ah, yeah. Oh, what is that? From Thea. Hello, She. Yeah, okay. So let's continue, right? For our topics, this introduction to let, right? Coverage, Republic, like the coverage of let, of course, and Republic Act 7836. This will be, I believe this will consume, right, more of our time tonight. Pre-test, and actually professional education, that will be the content of the pre-test. You will have to preempt, you will have pre-test tonight, right? I set the deadline there. That's why, as much as possible, we could finish until 7:30. So you may start with the pre-test. We have pre-test 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Don't worry, later on. I will not preempt so much. You might be so excited to take the test. So that's through Google Form, and I set limit. Okay, so let's continue. Let's go. Yeah, so I use there, let's go. Right, so let's talk about the licensure examination for teachers, or LET, right? Teachers, it is undeniable that every aspiring teacher like you, right, you are dreaming, right, to have, your license. Can you give me thumbs up or heart react if you do, right? Some of you, you already tweeted that, right? What's that? LPTQT. So maybe I've seen one. I don't know if you're guilty. Can you give me a react if you're guilty of tweeting that LPTQT or someday, right? Especially right after knowing the good news that we had two top notchers, right, from social studies. Of course, it's not impossible from new early childhood. The first batch, if I'm not mistaken, right? First batch, are you pressured right now? Are you feeling any pressure right now? You can do it, right? I believe in you. However, right, it's not easy, right, to obtain such license because, you have to pass, right, first the licensure examination for teachers or let. And do you remember what I told you about what to aim, or at least your conviction on what to achieve when you take let? Can someone remember that? I am certain I told you about it. Who can share? Can you raise hand? Like, did I tell you to aim to pass? Can you recall? Can someone recall? Anyone? Teacher Self, Teacher Shesha, Teacher Bea. What did I tell you about aiming? What to aim or what to aim? Teacher Mike, are you there? Teacher Nene? I know it's been a while. How many years? Just 1 year, right? Or one sem? Or yeah, 1 year, I believe. Who can recall? Yes, Teacher Jenny.
I'm not really sure, ma'am, kung yun po talaga yung
Okay, I
sinabi
will
mo.
confirm.
Pero, narinig ko po or nabasa ko somewhere na you will aim for a higher position, parang ganon, sa pinakamataas. So, pag in-aim mo yung pinakamataas, kung hindi mo yun maaabot, may lower ka pang...
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Parang ganun po, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
For
that's right.
example, you're aiming for a top notcher. Pag hindi ka naging top notcher, papasa ka. Pero pag
Correct.
nag-aim ka lang po na papasa ka, pag hindi ka po nakapasa, hindi ka po...
You fail.
You
Exactly. Yeah. Can you give clap react to Teacher Jenny? Exactly. You found the right words. So those are the right words. I told you before, right? Do not aim to pass, aim to top, right? Because the only way down is to pass. Perfect. But you have to have conviction, okay? You don't simply, say that. Okay, thank you. You remember. I hope everyone is reminded, so that will be your aim and your conviction. Okay, so LET is the examination that was implemented, right, in the Philippines, in our country, through the Republic Act, as I mentioned earlier, 7836, or otherwise known as the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. And this was the year I was born, on December 16, to specific 1994. But I was born earlier than that, so month of June, right? So the RA aims to improve teachers to enhance our educational system of the country, and LET is a test of the overall knowledge and proficiency of the prospective teachers to provide a reliable structure, which the practice of prospective teachers can be measured and proven. So LET also gives us access to continuing growth and development, right? Because, sometimes or to majority, it's our first license that we can have, even though we don't have driving license or other things, right? Or the first valid ID, yeah, you call it that, right? This is the first valid ID that you'll have just in case, right? So to continue, right, for the BEd or Beced, right, or for early childhood examination consists of two parts. Each part, right, is consists of 150 test items. Remember what I told you last time about my experience, right, of being so time pressure just because I thought because looking at the booklet, it has 200 items, right, to fill in, but realizing that the questionnaire only has 150 test questions. So I thought I was running out of time, but then I just, made it, and which will be taken for more or less than 3 hours. So the time limit to preempt you, the time limit I set for all the pre-tests would be until 10 p.m. So again, if we could finish like as early as 7:30, right, with my talkative mouth, I hope you can finish that. Do not, even though that's a pre-test, I would like you to still take it seriously. Okay, can you give me thumbs up? Okay. Okay, next. Yeah. Last time I also told you or oriented you about like the format of the answer sheet. And before, this is actually new. I searched for it, and according to my source, it's the newer version this time. So last time I told you it's not even circle, and since I did not uh, apply or enroll in a review center program, right? I really didn't know that it wasn't circle at all. At first, it was on the left and both, sorry, left and right sides. But this time it's the bracket is located, yeah, top and bottom. So this is now the new, yeah, Ma'am Ali. Okay, Ma'am Eliza is trying to return to Zoom. Okay, so as you notice, right, what's our impression here? If since this is the newer version now of the answer sheet for left. So you have to take note of this part, right? We use black ball pen for this, right? You have to read all here. That's harder to shade. Correct, Teacher Bea. Really hard, right? What more? I believe yung left and right na older version, it's still at least you can balance it because it's longer. This time it's top and bottom, right? You really need to make a rectangle shade here, too small as well. Yeah, don't worry, this is a practice set, but yeah, in reality, this is the actual still, right? This is the appearance of the answer sheets or examination answer sheets. So let's look at the instructions, subject box, write only the subject title you are taking on the space provided. I refer to your program. Usually that's general education, professional education. Don't worry, your proctor will write the possible answers, general common answers on the board. Right. No other words should be written on this box. Warning, do not write your name, seat number, or any other information on this box. Otherwise, your examination will be canceled and you will be suspended from taking future examinations. So you really have to be careful. Next, do not use correction fluid or eraser of any kind to correct wrong subject title. Put a horizontal line. See, this is how you correct it. Put a horizontal line on the wrong subject and right above or beside the correct title. So do not, in any case, in any way, shape, or form, do not bring a correction fluid, correction tape, right? Don't worry, you have instruction here. If you make mistake, put a horizontal line on it, on the wrong subject title. Next, for the letter choices box, right? Use a number two, pencil only. So normally it's Mongol, but what I use, right? So I'll also be sharing what I use. I use the Faber pastel. So how you pronounce it, right? The Faber one, the green one, and of course you use number two. It's the green one. It even has, when I bought it, it even has the card. It has a card, like a cardboard card about about taking exam, by the way, not necessarily, not specifically but taking exam. And yeah, it also looks like a bookmark. So you may buy that instead of the Mongol one. Okay, next. Okay, shade box A, fully shade the boxes like this. So you have a sample, right? Box A to shade box A or B on the right side to indicate the set of questions assigned to you. You have here the set, that's set A, set B, right? Normally, for instance, you are sitting in columns, usually columns, because you are really far from your seatmate on your right and on your left. So normally it's set A per column, yeah, and set B for a different column. So really, you can cheat and don't ever try to cheat there. Okay. What else? Yeah. Next, shade one box for every number. Warning, two or more boxes shaded or marked, whether by pencil, black ball pen, fingernails, or any other means will be considered marked paper. What did I tell you last time? I told you about this, right? Who can recall? What did I tell you about shading or changing answers? Anyone? Yes, teacher Jenny.
Yung shading, ma'am, hindi po siya super hard. And
Mm-hmm.
then, ipipress mo yung likod after.
You may erase the back
Yes po.
part of the
Sorry, you
paper,
erase po.
right? When you shade. And at the same time, if you really, because maybe the machine, right, will have a hard time detecting which really was your answer. So, and most of the time, as you said, it's not just small, but it's crowded. As you can see, it's crowded, right? So there will be time, just a possibility. There might be a time that you thought you were answering number seven, right? But you were shading number six, but that's your answer for number seven. You get what I mean? Right? So, in vernacular term, nakakaduling. Right? I believe that happened to me. Yun. So, instead na yung answer ko for number seven, nalagay ko sa number six. So, nag-double yung answer ko. So, you really have to erase it carefully. So, that's why there's a warning, right? As much as possible, double check that you only have one shaded box per number, per item. Okay? That's why, thus, this is the result. Your examination will be canceled and you will be again suspended from taking future examinations. Next, avoid erasures. Answers with erasures will leave a mark that will be invalidated. That's why, just in case you really need to erase, make sure it's very clean. Right? If you're not sure, leave it. Just leave it answered like that. Right? It's really hard to do that. Okay, next. Yeah, if you are not, already, I already said it. If you're not yet sure of your answer, leave the number blank, then go back. I also gave you a tip about this of going back, right? Because of some hard items, sometimes it's also, well, depending on your speed, right, of shading. If you think you're really running out of time, there's no way to go back. So if I were you, as much as possible, if you can, right, try to answer it, do not skip. But if you believe you have more time, then skip the hard parts. Normally, I mean, that's a common, because it's a common advice, right? You skip the hard part, you proceed to the next. However, right, the problem is when you are already time constrained. Okay, next, do not fold, right, or mutilate. Keep this answer sheet clean. Okay, so take note, not like this, not X, not like that. It's a box. Okay. So yeah, for the general, just like what I said, it consists of different areas. So here we have general education, you have Filipino, English, math, science, social science, and studies. I'm not certain if, of course, it depends and it will change, right? I mean, the the assignment of the number of test items per category or per subject area, to be specific, will change from time to time, right? But if I remember it right, there were only like 20 to 25 math items. And I already told you that I believe there's only one item, math item, that I was really certain of because that was about percent or computing for the percentage, and the rest I guessed all the words. So I'm not saying you guess. If you can compute, then compute. Okay, so we have here Filipino, English, math, science, social science, and or social studies. Ma'am, are we using? Oh, okay. In this case, it's fine. It's fine, right? If you like to, to add to your 500 implied hidden 500 hours of exposure, then go. If not, or you just like to speak in English, at least a breather, then do it, right? If not, you may use mother tongue, if you, especially if you're using that, right, for your teaching internship. But since I am not your what kindergarten student, right, so maybe you may use EOP. It depends on you. It's okay. Yeah, next, professional education. So I included here the old, right, profit courses, and then the new, right? So you have developmental reading, principles of teaching, facilitating learning, assessment, child and adolescent development, methods and strategies, curriculum development, and your teaching profession. For the new perfect courses, we have the teacher and the school curriculum, technology for teaching and learning. That's one and two, right? You've taken two with me. Building and enhancing new literacies across the curriculum. You call it BENLAC, right? Facilitating learner-centered teaching, foundations of special inclusive education, assessment and learning one and two, the child and adolescent learners and learning principles. So that's the same with CAD, principles of teaching, the teacher and the community, scope, culture, and organization and leadership. This one is new, right? The teaching profession, same educational laws. Okay, but don't worry, that doesn't mean you have 150 items for one, 150 items for two. No, of course, only 150 items for Prof Ed. And normally Prof Ed has or is given a longer time, right, for test taking. It's longer, actually. Okay, now let's dig into the Republic Act number 7836. It's an act to strengthen the regulation and supervision of the practice of teaching in the Philippines and prescribing a licensure examination for teachers and for other purposes. So we'll dig into Articles 1, 3, and others. I actually skipped Article 2 because that's for the board, right? Board who will, who will construct the, test questions and all. So we skip that because that's not applicable, right, to you. Let's start with Article 1. And by the way, you may choose a section, right, for each article, and you may share. You may raise hand, right, if you'd like to add comments or at least explanation, sharing. Is section 1. So this act, this is the title of the act, Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. The state recognizes the vital role of teachers in nation building and development through a responsible and literate citizenry. Towards this end, the state shall ensure and promote quality education and normally, right, to, one, actually, since that's also one of the reasons we have let is to make sure, or for you, right, to claim that you are a quality teacher because you pass one qualification, which is let. And regulation of the licensure examination and professionalization of the practice of the teaching profession. So the objectives, promotion, development, and professionalization of teachers in the teaching profession. That's why it has also been accepted, right, to be added to your name. That's why you have Ernie Egalano, LPT, and so on. It became a pride also, right, or a flag that you raise when you're posting there. I remember when I was still on Facebook, and of course, majority of my friends are my students, and it was the time, the height of them passing let. So all of them changed their Facebook names into their name and then LPT. So can you give me heart react if you will do that as well once you pass? Okay, yeah. But take note, huh? It's just one of the qualifications. You can still continue your pursuit, your continuing professional development by entering, by studying again. I know you're still in your season to learn, right? But that doesn't stop there. So please remain humble, okay? It's not because you can add LPT now to your name, you can brag about it. Okay, you can be proud, but yeah, you already know that, teachers. Okay, next, the supervision regulation of the licensure examination. Okay, definition of terms, we have teaching here, refers to the profession concerned primarily with classroom instruction. You still remember how we define teaching? How I shared a one-liner definition that can be a definition for all, specializations. Do you remember that? That teaching is a process of helping the learners discover can you type the word? This is the last word. Again, teaching is the process of helping the learners discover starts with letter T. Correct, teacher Jai. Yeah. Discover the truth because whatever that we share is the truth. It needs to be the truth, right? We shouldn't be lying to our students. We need to also be transparent for whatever they need to know. And so that's right. In this case, it's mostly for classroom instruction, right? This time it's not just physical classroom, but even virtual classroom at the elementary and secondary levels in accordance with the curriculum prescribed by by DEX. And that was even before. Now it's DepEd. Okay, whether on part-time or full-time basis in the private or public schools. Now you are teachers, right? It refers to all persons engaged in teaching at the elementary, whether full-time or part-time, right? Including IA, vocational, and all other persons performing supervisory and admin functions in all schools because we have even, people like me, for instance, people who are teachers who have designations to board. Yeah, that has something to do with article number 2, refers to the board for professional uh, teachers duly established and constituted under the commission. Of course, that's the PRC. Next, the examination, registration, and license required, except as otherwise specifically allowed under the provisions of this act. All applicants for registration as professional teachers shall be required to undergo a written examination. So you have chosen this field, you have chosen this career, right? This profession. So there's no way that you can, of course, it's possible, right? That you can teach in a school, but not technically a public school, right? If you like to teach in a public school, you need to pass the LET. Next, a valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license from the commission are required before any person is allowed to practice as a professional teacher. Yeah, scope of examination, Prof Ed and Gen Ed. Examination for teachers in secondary level, they have Prof Ed, Gen Ed, and the specialization. In your case, okay, Section 15, qualification requirements of the applicants. You need to be a citizen. Are you all Filipino citizen? Of course, I believe. Can you give me heart rate out? They're not. They're only one. Only teacher, only 3. Okay, you're all Filipino citizens. So first qualification, check. All right, next, at least 18 years of age. Do you still have 17 years old, accelerated? Do you have someone? Okay, you're all 18 and above. In good health. You might tell me, Mom, not that we're not sure of. No, I hope you will still be in good health once you graduate, once you finish your teaching internship requirements. good reputation with high moral values? Do you have a deficiency as well, or yeah, not only in your academics but also in your behavior? Wala pa namang napatawag sa principal and the dean's office, right? Wala namang records sa guidance. Has not been convicted by final judgment by a court for an offense. Wala naman kayong criminal offense, right? Oh, pasok pa. Next, a graduate of a school, college, or university. In your case, PUP. Right? For teachers in preschool, bachelor's degree in early childhood or its equivalent. So you are on the right track. Beced. Let's skip the ones that do not apply to you. Okay, next for teachers, for vocational. Next, section 16, report of the results of the examination. The board shall, within 120 days after the examination. So that's 4 months. I even counted here. She saw me. 4 months. All right. Report the ratings obtained by each candidate. When did I take it? June? Or I received the result June. I forgot. Yeah, it's May or June. May. Yeah, I received the results May, I believe. March, April. Yeah, I took it March, if I'm correct, or that's a graduation date. I forgot. But no, yeah, you will receive the results, report the ratings obtained by each candidate to the PRC for approval and appropriate action. In my case, yeah, they they snail mailed me the the rating sealed in an envelope. But we also, of course, we had the oath taking. We had the oath taking. So there's a time you're going to meet with your classmates and have that. Issuance of certificate of registration and professional license. Yeah, every registrant who has satisfactorily met all the requirements specified in this act shall, upon payment of the registration fee, be issued a certificate of registration as a professional teacher bearing your full name, right? The license signed by the chairman of the commission bearing your registration number and date. It's really important that you have or you know or you memorize your professional license number because you will be using that often, right? In so many forms that you need to know your license. In my case, 1368869. So just that. The next oath before practice. So the oath taking is important. Every registrant will be required to take his her oath before practicing. Periodic merit examination of teachers to encourage continuing professional growth and talking about oath taking, let's go back to taking the test, right? In terms of your attire, we were asked to wear white polo shirt. For the others, they even bought new ones. Right? But when we're all already on the testing site or center, not all not all of them were wearing white polo shirt. So we are just surprised why. So if you would like to follow the norm, then yeah, wear white polo shirt. Okay. So again, yeah, periodic merit to encourage CP growth and development and to provide additional basics for merit promotion. In addition to your performance rating, you may take an oral or in examination at least once in 5 years as basis for merit promotion. No fee shall be required. Failure to pass the merit examination. If a teacher fails to pass the merit examination, she shall be allowed to take the examination for second time. If she fail to pass the merit examination for the second time, then she shall be required to take a DEX. Of course, we pray that you will not be needing this, right? Because you will pass the LET. So failure of any permanent teacher to pass the merit examination shall not, however, be used as a ground for your dismissal or demotion because that's just also an additional for your CPD, or continuing professional development. Okay, for the incentives, right? For those who will take the merit examination, you will be awarded a diploma, earn points, the priority list for government scholarship, enjoy such other benefits. Okay, next, integration of the teaching profession. The teaching profession shall be integrated into one national organization, which shall be recognized by the board and the commission as the one and only integrated and accredited association of professional teachers. Familiar with PAFTE? Yeah, so that will be one of the organizations they will be a member of, right? Next, revocation of the certificate of registration, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession. You will be if you are right, convicted for any criminal offense by a court, immoral act, unprofessional and dishonorable conduct. Of course, you will have a review or recall of your code of ethics. Yeah, malpractice, gross incompetence, negligence. What else? Use of or perpetration of any fraud or deceit. Yeah, let's not apply the word scam into your teaching practice. Okay? Do not ever fake your ID just because it's needed, right? Chronic inebriety or habitual use of drugs. Next, violation of any of the provisions of the Act, unjustified or willful failure to attend seminars, workshops, and the like, or the continuing education program prescribed by the board. See, even your what unwillfulness to attend. This is also, if you can recall, right, there is a provision in the Code of Ethics about you joining right functions of your school. In our case, it's also important to attend university functions like flag raising ceremony and meetings, seminars, right? It's very important. Registration by reciprocity. No teacher of a foreign nationality is not applicable to roster of professional teachers. A roster of professional teachers containing the names and addresses of professional teachers, date of registration. Don't worry, there is a centralized website for right for all your accounts, right, and details of or information of your registration. Upon approval of the application and payment of the prescribed fees, the certificate of registration. By the way, for the application, not yet the certificate, not yet the license fee, but the application fee is 900 if that's still the same, but for long period of time, that's just 900. Okay, in this case, yeah, upon approval of the application and payment of the prescribed fees, the certificate of registration and license as a professional teacher shall be issued without examination as required in this act, excuse me, to a qualified applicant who at the time of the approval of this act is a holder of a certificate of eligibility as a teacher issued by CSC. That's why I remember when, yeah, during the first year teaching, they told me that, oh, you already have your license, right, for professional teachers. And they said that's already equivalent to CSC. Well, that's because of this provision. However, time changes again. This is still from 1994, right? Of course, there will be not really explicit modification, but just implied that you can still take CSC, especially if you are gearing towards, right, being a public servant or, being just government employee and not in the teaching field, right? You may take both, but yeah, technically, based on this act, it's simply an equivalent of the CSC. Okay, next, yeah, a registered professional teacher with the national board, yeah, the NCBT. Yeah, NBT under the DepEd, now DepEd, not qualified under paragraphs 1 and 2, or with any of the following qualifications: elementary or secondary teacher for 5 years in good standing and a holder of bachelor or science and education. Actually, it's not science, right? This is not science nor arts, right? So that was even what's in our old, yeah, old curriculum before we revised the curriculum. Okay, Article 4, provisions relative to the practice of the teacher profession. Inhibition against the practice of the teaching profession, except as otherwise allowed under the Act. No person shall practice or offer to practice the teaching profession in the Philippines or be appointed as teacher to any position calling for a teaching position without having previously obtained a valid certificate, right? Especially in DepEd schools. Right? Imagine there is a fine. Okay, any person who practices the teaching profession in the Philippines without being certified in accordance with the provisions, who represents or attempts to use his own certificate of registration, that of another, any person who gives any false or fraudulent evidence of any kind to the board or any member, any person who impersonates any registrant, and a person who uses a revoked or suspended certificate. It's also, yeah, still the same for 900 pesos, Teacher Jenny. Right, so in this case, right, do not ever try to be responsible in renewing your license. It's, I want to say it's fast, but it's convenient because you can renew it online, right, and pay online as well. You might be telling me, ma'am, we're still about to apply for the exam, and we're talking about your license or renewal of license. Okay, next, any person who assumes or uses, advertises any title or description tending to convey the impression that he is a teacher without holding a valid certificate. Don't worry, you will not be carrying because you still have the certificate from PRC. Aside from it looks like a diploma, but of course you will be holding the ID, right? The license. Any person who violates or who abets the violation of any of the provisions. All right, so next, the penalty of fine or imprisonment or both. Of course, it will not lead to that. Section 29, appropriation, such sums as may be necessary to carry the provisions of this act shall be included in the 1996 General Appropriations Act and thereafter. Okay, transitory provision, separability, effectivity. Yeah, act shall take effect after 15 days following its complete publication. Of course, this was already dated in 1994, of course. Okay, but first, yeah, I made it on time. But before that, before this as well, so instead of but first coffee, but first pre-test, I provided here the QR codes. Okay, and you are not yet, not yet. Okay, let's go there. Okay. Yeah, anything you'd like to share? So at least, right, it's clear, right, that there's an act about this. So you shouldn't be wondering, right, if ever you will try or attempt, right, to conduct fraudulent activities relevant to holding your license. Right? There were cute emojis from our YouTube live. Was it a raised hand, Teacher Ali and Teacher Jess? You may actually share. I really don't get the that looks like raising hand. It's a different emoji from YouTube. Okay, anyone? I will be calling your just realization, right? Knowing that there are provisions about this, or anything you think relevant. Teach yourself. Let's start from you.
Eh, naririnig po ba? Yun.
Yeah.
Naririnig po, ayan.
Very
So,
clear.
I just realized po na parang ang dami palang kailangan na ang daming kailangan na i-remind sa sarili when it comes to left. Kasi po, to be honest po, parang hindi pa ako 100% ready. ano, hindi pa po nagsi-sink in sa akin, nag-graduate at magte-take ng let
Oh.
after. Hindi pa siya nagsi-sink in sa akin. So,
Mhm.
ayun po. Siguro dulot na rin ng hindi
Face
araw-araw
to
na nasa
face. Yeah.
uniform.
Oh, yeah. Correct. Yeah. You feel distant, right, from the teaching profession. Okay. Thank you
At
for
least
your
po, thank
honest
you po.
sharing. Thank you, Teacher Sal. Next, Teacher Des.
As for me, ma'am, I realize po na kung nabalitaan niyo po yung recent news about sa isang teacher na siya
Mm-hmm.
pala yung pasimuno sa mga bomb threats sa 26
Mm-hmm.
schools or higit pa sa
Mm-hmm.
loob sa Metro Manila. Naisip ko po na importante po talaga sigurong masala yung bawat guro na
Mm-hmm.
sasalang sa kasi hindi
Mm-hmm.
po pala lahat qualified talaga. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
physically qualified but
Mm-hmm.
mentally it's not po. Kaya importante po sa bawat isa sa atin na kung sino man yung mga siguro magte-take agad after
Mm-hmm.
ng graduation, magte-take ng eh
Mm-hmm.
maging physically, emotionally, spiritually, tsaka financially handa din po. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
hindi madaling maging guro kung magiging
Mm-hmm.
pabigat ka lang din sa mga magiging estudyante mo.
Exactly. Wow, I felt goosebumps. Thank you, Teacher Des. That was a big word. And to tell you, right, since this is an objective slash maybe somehow subjective type of examination, still your performance, right, matters in the field, right? That's why I told you it's not simply a flag that you can raise. I mean, your license, right? It's like a flag that you will raise around the school that you're a licensed teacher. No, it really has something on how you will perform in the field. Thank you, Teacher Des. Teacher Bea.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Was
Ma'am.
that your kid? The one you used for the virtual
Yes,
background?
yes,
Oh, I
ma'am.
knew it. He's so big, right? He's a grown up now.
Opo, and he thinks like a grown up na din po.
Wow.
He talks back like a grown up na din. Tas, ayun nga po.
Okay.
So, yung sa yung pinaka-act po of professionalization. It's actually my
Mm-hmm.
first time reading all of it po. So,
Mm-hmm.
parang it's overwhelming po pala. Ganun. Knowing what's inside that
Mm-hmm.
the Republic Act itself. Tapos dagdag ko din po doon kay sinabi po ni Teacher Des na
Mm-hmm.
yung nga po, important po yung parang mental capacity ng teachers. Pero sana meron din pong parang review on character ng
Mm-hmm.
mga teachers. Kasi iba rampant na po ngayon yung laging
Abuse. Mm-hmm.
narereklamo po yung mga teachers, and then
Correct.
yung tsaka meron din po kasi talaga ngayong mga bata, teenagers, students na they're more sensitive na rin po in
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
yung feelings nila, emotions nila, ganun.
Mm-hmm.
So, siguro po dapat ready din po yung mga teachers when it comes to their character. Parang kailangan po maging flexible sila sa mga attitude ng mga bata, ng mga
Yeah,
estudyante.
that has something to do with your CPD, right? So once you, of course, this one is IQ, right? So when you take continuing professional development, including trainings or workshops, you would like to focus on emotional intelligence, right? Relevant trainings and workshops, so that not only for yourself as teachers, but something that you may also share to your students. Thank you, Teacher Bea. That is true, right? I hope it could also be not just institutionalized, but centralized in the country. But for now, we have this, right? So just like what you said, yeah, IQ is really not enough. We need the character, right, of many teachers. I remember it was even maybe first year of pandemic. It was on TikTok that a teacher, I believe high school, if I'm not mistaken, who lost her temper, right? Because the students were not they were not so active in class, and I don't know if we even shared that to our GC, right? It's on TikTok, and she just really got mad, and as fellow, of course, we are fellow teachers, right? Instead of you know, prejudging or judging the teacher immediately. You might be asking, maybe she's too tired, right? Maybe that usually, or that happens every single class. That's why the teacher lost her temper. Thank you. Next, teacher John. Next is teacher Yan Yan.
Hello po, magandang gabi po.
Good
Naririnig po ba
evening.
ako?
Yes.
So every time na pinag-uusapan po yung dalawa lang po yung una kong naiisip. Magse-self-study ba ako or kailangan kong pumunta sa review center? Para kapag kasi nag-self-study ka, parang ano lang ma'am, parang less expectation, ganun. Siyempre, self-study
Well, you have a point. Yeah.
Yes. Then the second time, kung mag-review center ka, ma'am, syempre malaki yung expectation mo kasi review center yon.
Yeah. Yeah, not only expectation from others, but I'm getting your point. Expectation from yourself, right?
Yes po, ma'am. Lalong-lalo na kapag ikaw pa lang po yung mag-take sa unang batch nyo, tapos yung mga kaibigan ko po dati kasi take sila. Tapos, sad to say, hindi po sila nakapasa. Kaya nga
sorry,
too much
we lost
effort,
your audio.
kailangan may pasa mo talaga. Ganun po. Okay po. So, yun po, pressure po ako. At the same time, kasi po yung mga kakaibigan ko, hindi po sila nakapasa. Nag-take po sila last year.
Okay.
Tapos po, ma'am, lagi ko pong sinasabi sa sarili ko, lagi ko sinasabi, kaya mo yan. Pero ngayon, ma'am, iba na po yung perspective ko ngayon. Magtiwala ka na lang. Yung iba po kasi may pera to go to, alam niyo, patrabaho pa. Hindi na po nila
Yes.
Yun lang po. Kaya nga, hindi ko po alam. Thank you po.
It's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Teacher John. Remember what I told you about when? Not, of course, the date, but the season, right? When it's better for you to take the let. Do you remember that? Because Teacher John even mentioned, right, working at the same time. Who can remember? I believe I mentioned that last in class. Can you recall? Is my audio glitching, Teacher Des? Is my audio glitching? No. Okay. Okay, recall. Teacher Shashet, go. Can you recall what I...
Ma'am, correct niyo po kung mali. Pero
sure.
yung pagkakatanda ko po, ma'am, about po sa pag-review po ng let and pagsasabay po ng pagpasok po sa isang school po. Yung experience niyo po, ma'am, inopen niyo po na naging siya, ma'am, kahit mahirap siya, ma'am. Oo, kasi syempre dalawa yung priority mo nun. Kailangan mong pagsabayin. Pero at the same time, ma'am, parang nung nag-exam po kayo, parang nakatulong siya, ma'am. Kasi yung mga tinuturo niyo, ma'am, is updated. Updated na siya. So, syempre, nung nag-aaral pa tayo, hindi pa yun updated. So, habang tumatagal, nagbabago yung mga sagot. Kaya, malaking tulong rin siya na at least, nare-review mo rin pala yung mga knowledge na kailangan mo para makapasa po sa let. Parang ganun po yung po.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah, I told you about that, right? And I was still teaching in a province in Bulacan, to be specific. I was riding bus, right? Standing, and I was holding. It was really just, a snatch of time that I grabbed my pile of reviewers and I read while standing in a bus. So in that case, what I told you last time, the exact content, the exact characters in the literary piece appeared, right? And that's only because I was already teaching the subject matter, right? Because if I wasn't, I will not remember that. I don't even know who that was. So it's important also. Well, it depends on you, right? It depends on your strategy. Thank you. Teacher Ed, you raised your hand. Sorry, Teacher Yan Yan, before Teacher Ed.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Rinig
Good
po
evening.
ako.
Yes, we can hear you.
Ayun, ma'am. regarding po sa pag-exam po, like sa sinabi ni teacher Sheshe is kaya naman po. I have my friend na nag-aaral and then nagtatrabaho, and she asked me na kung kaya ko daw po mag-work while school. Sabi ko naman, may part-time naman po ako, pero someday I think kakayanin. Pero siya, graduating na po. Nakagraduate na po siya ng teacher, which is ngayon nagtitake na po sila ng exam for that. Nagre-review na rin po siya.
Review.
And dun sa ad lang din po sa mga sinabi po nila Teacher Bea and Teacher Des Banyares na mentally and physically and spiritually dapat naka-ready yung as a future teacher. And also then na syempre dapat papasok ka sa isang work na kailangan mahaba yung pasensya mo kasi nowadays maraming nare-report and maraming nare-reklamo na teachers because of that attitude dahil sa patience na hindi madaling magalit, which is nasasaktan na yung mga children, especially lalo sa early childhood education kasi sensitive yung mga bata. That's why we need to study well talaga sa mga article and batas dun sa para sa mga bata para maiwasan na pag-report sa atin.
Yeah, correct. Even apart from being aware, right, of those things, of course, it's very technical, right, in terms of course, memorizing all those. You already know that, right? I mean, you already know if you are transgressing any rule, policy, right, or guidelines of the school. Of course, you know the right thing to do is. Okay. Thank you, Teacher Yan. Next, Teacher Ed, you raise your hand. Where is Teacher Ed?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. We can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever I heard let, the pressure is always there po talaga. Parang, I mean, we put expectation in every, in every situation. For example, sa let po, nag-expect, I mean, at least for me, hindi ko po generalize, but at least for me, yung let po is parang, parang sobrang laking bagay niya po para sa akin. Kung makakapasa po ako, it's a very good thing. Pero kung hindi naman po ako makakapasa, talagang parang mag-shake po talaga yung lahat. I don't know why, but I put pressure on myself on that way. Kaya po yung sinabi niyo po na yung parang about aiming to the top. I'm sorry, I found it very for at least for me po problematic. Kasi po parang kapag nag-aim po kasi ako ng nag-inim ko
the
po
pressure is there.
Yes po. Pag inim ko po kasi yung top, then hindi ko po siya na-meet. Or let's say, nagsabi ko, ang aim ko po is to be a top notcher. Pero I failed. Hindi po ako nag-top notch.
It's the weight.
Opo, hindi po ako nag-top notch, then hindi rin po ako nakapasa at all. Grabe po siguro yung weight na mararamdaman ko or yung sakit. So, as for me, kung yung gagawin ko po for now is parang less expectation sa gagawin kong let examination. But I'll do my best to pass the let.
Thank you, teacher. Yeah, I understand that. And again, I know we have different faith, right? So, however, if you have the same faith as I have, right, it's also has something to do with whom, right? From whom are you really getting the wisdom, right? The answers for that. To tell you honestly, I don't know if I've shared this, or maybe I did. Right? When I took the let, I know that I don't have enough review. And I told God, Lord, I will pass by your grace alone, by your grace. And you know what? All throughout, that was the calmest, situation. I examination experience I had, because I was nervous when I took hoop cut. I was nervous when I took hoop set, and of course I only took two. And when I took that I was so relaxed, just like what Teacher Bea said earlier about being relaxed. I felt so at peace. Why? I don't mind about the other examinees in the room. I was shading, and for every item, I will say, Lord, uh, that your will be done. Lord, I was just talking to him all throughout, to be honest. I was just talking to him. So I was really at peace. So I believe it's has something to do with the weight, right, that you're going to put there. If you will only rely on yourself, on your own understanding, right? That even your passing or even your top notching it, right, will only come from yourself. Really, yeah, I understand. That will be the consequence of that, right? The burden, the weight, the pressure. I also watch this from the news because what's that? The bar results, right, were already out, I think, weeks ago. Right? And one passer, right, of the bar, of course, not a board exam, but a bar exam, one passer shared there that she didn't tell anyone. She didn't tell anyone that she's going to apply for it, that she's going to take the exam, right? So were, if you're mindful, right, of your environment or maybe your immediate like family members or your circle, if you know that, do not tell anyone. Of course, in your case, you know, at least you know, right? Because you're from same batch, right? But at least if you don't want to add up to that weight, right, of a possible burden of failing other. Of course, you do it for yourself. You do it for your future students, not for anyone. But I know you'd like this to be something, right, that your parents will be proud of. Right? I understand that, but yeah, at least within, right, within your immediate family, but not, not do not post it on Twitter, right? Unless the result is out, right? Do not post on Twitter. I already apply for it, and oh, right? Especially if your self, right, expectation is really high. Do not do that, right? We don't want to jinx anything. Thank you for that, Teacher Ed. I got you. Okay, yeah, I believe in you too. Yeah, hello, looking at your at least performance, right? Just like what I told, the implementation or the execution of your lessons, right, is more important than to tell you also, right? In just getting high score or passing the let, because really that's the actual field, that's the reality, right? Many top notchers, maybe not many, but even in other fields, right, there were top notchers who were jobless because of their high expectations of themselves, because they know that these institutions or corporate and industries will be, rooting for them or will be eyeing for them, right? To the point that the top notcher will be the one to choose, right? To the point that, yeah, ending up jobless because he can choose, right? Which door to open, which door of opportunity to open. Okay, yeah, correct, teacher. Okay, baka ma-jinx. Okay. Okay, thank you. Who else would like to share? Teacher Jazz, yeah, you raise your hand.
Hi po, good evening. Ayan
Evening.
po, nung nag-discuss po kayo about the article or the Public Act
Republic
po,
Act. Mhm.
isa po sa natutunan ko po is same po as kay Ed kasi po na-mention niyo po na kami po ay pioneer ng Bachelor of Early Childhood sa PUP. So isa rin po sa
Yes.
mga pressure po namin yun kasi po gusto namin na may ma-achieve kami hindi lang po para sa sarili but also for the school. So, kung yung aim po namin na makapasa is parang access din po yun na mapakita po namin na hindi lang po kami sa teaching nag-grow,
Correct.
kundi pati po sa yung knowledge and information po namin nag-develop din po throughout the years na nag-aral po kami sa PUP. So, yun po.
Yes,
Yun
that
lang
is
po.
true.
Thank you.
That is really true. I couldn't agree more. You are how many? 26? And to tell you, even in other branches, there are no other classes, right? Taking this, only you. So we know all of you. I memorized all of your names. So we pray. We'll pray. Please inform me. Okay, once I might not be aware of the date, but please inform me so I could pray for you once that happens. So praying for a total of 26, right? 100% passing rate. Thank you. Teacher John, you'd like to add more?
May tatanong ko lang po sana, di po ba wala akong comment.
We can hear you.
Okay. Di po ba nag-take po kayo na let? Ano po yung unang ano niyo po, ma'am? Ipapayo niyo sa amin po.
Yeah, you pray. Of
Pray
course.
po.
Yeah, to
Tapos
relax.
po, relax po. Pag magte-take na po.
Do not drink, at least this was not during let, but also a test taking experience. This was upkat, right? I had Milo. I felt so sleepy. Don't take Milo. Okay. You can also bring your food beside you or around you. It will be placed in front of the room, so far from your chair, so you will not spill anything on your answer sheet. And at the end, you will be donating. I already mentioned this. You'll be donating your pencils, right, to students, right? They will also donate those to students. Yeah, just that. I felt so relaxed, really. Knowing that I do not have enough, it's really by grace that I passed. Thank you. And also in terms of, let's be objective here. There will be items, right? There will be items that will be, I already mentioned this, there will be items that will be repeated for so many items, right? Only about one jargon, for instance. Just be consistent, right, with your answer. If you can see, oh, I already came across this question, or another question for this jargon, for this term, right? Just be consistent with your answer. Next, Teacher Jenny.
Okay, I agreed to Teacher Des that you need to be physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially ready to be a teacher. I just realized nung based on what's listed in Republic Act numbers 7836 na it really takes a lot of effort and work to be a teacher from the start to finish, then which is the let, and then after that you will be learning again, which is the teaching na.
Yeah, CPD. Yeah. The application of all the theories. You're right, right,
Yes,
Teacher
ma'am, that's it.
Jen. And don't lose hope. Okay, let's also be realistic. What if, right? But of course, we're not preempting this. But what if, right? Someone, or of course, failing happens. Yeah. For example, that happens. It's very realistic. Also, I would just like to share one. Of course, this is a real life experience of a friend, right? Also, a graduate also from the college, but different specialization. Of course, they're the pioneer for Beced. She's an English major. Right? I came to know her. I don't know if I've shared her life story with you, but I came to know her. She took let thrice, thrice, and that also became a reason. And take note for those 3 times or tries, she enrolled in a review center. But here's the thing: she wasn't. She was not consistent. Right? She was not consistent in attending review sessions. That's one thing. Right? You might say, "Oh, well, I will enroll in a review center," but you're not consistent. You're not even motivated to attend the sessions. What for? Right? Do not waste your money, your savings, right? If you will not be consistent. I told her, right, you have to be consistent, you have to attend, right? But she's losing hope because that's already her third try. But on her third try, she passed. Right? And during those times as well, she didn't see herself teaching. Imagine she's already a graduate of the program and she didn't receive the calling. And when I met her, yeah, she told me, yeah, her heart wasn't for teaching. And then I told her, maybe you need to give it a try. And you know what? She's teaching now for how many years during the pandemic? Yeah, she's happy as well. She's teaching in her province. And she told me, ma'am, I believe this is my calling because she's also part of a ministry of reaching out, of a ministry who's reaching out to students. So I believe I told her, oh, this is your calling. You're already practicing it, even though not through teaching yet. Right? And now she's teaching. Okay? I'm proud of her for finally accepting and yeah, receiving the calling to teach. Teacher Des, would you like to add?
Ma'am, question lang po, or
Mm-hmm.
hingi po sana kami ng recommendation for
Sure.
book reviewer po sana.
Okay. I'm not being biased, okay, but I suggest Mind Gym. Have you heard of Mind Gym? Mind Gym? Yeah, I highly suggest that. Not because I took, you know me, I didn't enroll in a review center, but a fellow faculty member enrolled there. I know she's already smart, but that's her review center, and she got high grade at least. And so that one. I can see you're holding a yellow book at your desk. Is that a reviewer? You're even smelling it. Are you smelling the pages?
Akala ko ma'am naka-off cam ako. Opo ma'am, reviewer po.
What's the name?
Ito ma'am, wait lang po.
How about yours, Teacher Bay? On your phone.
Ma'am, I searched the Mind Gym po.
Mind Gym.
Mind Gym Philippines.
Yeah, Mind Gym.
Yeah. They have
That.
good reviews.
Thank you, teacher. Yes. Good reviews, right? There were many top notchers, I believe, from that review center. Okay. And it's not a joke, huh? Normally, that will range how many? I mean, generally, a review center fee, 5K to 8K, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. See? That's why I told myself during the time I was broke, first year teaching. Right? I took it, I graduated 2014. I took it 2015. I took like 2015. I was broke. So I told myself, oh, ang kakain ko na lang yung 5K. But maybe now, all right, you can
Ma'am,
find
how much
cheaper
po, ma'am?
centers. The range, commonly 5K to 8K,
Oh.
depending on the center. Right? Maybe there were cheapers now. Right? But again, it's up to you. Right? It's up to you. Okay. So I recommend that Mind Gym. I even shared it to my cousin because I borrowed these reviewers from a fellow faculty member who enrolled there, who passed with high scores, high ratings. I lent it to my cousin. He also passed. Maybe it works too. But of course, you need to also, right? Do some effort. Pray, really. Prayer works. Teachers. Yes, Teacher Shasha.
Ma'am, tanong rin po.
So,
Ano po, yung mga review center po ba ngayon, face-to-face na po yung ano nila? Or parang online rin po yung
yeah,
setup?
Teacher Shasha, yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not aware. Maybe I'll get back to I may ask my previous former students who just passed the let. Thank you for that. Please send it to our GC so I will be reminded. You know me, I'm forgetful. So send it to our GC because I saw their post on Twitter that they passed. So maybe I can ask them, right, about the setup because they recently passed during pandemic. So we'll know if it's face to face or not. But this time, since we are, even the employees, we are 100% reporting to work on site. Maybe they do as well. But I will double check. Thank you, Teacher Sasha. Next, Teacher Bea. The Mind Gym has blended learning upon checking. Yeah, okay. So it depends. Yeah, it depends on face-to-face sila according to Teacher Ed. We have answers here. Or yeah, depending on the pressure doubles from Teacher Cell. Okay. With the amount, was that because of the fee, Teacher Cell? About the pressure?
Hindi po yung pressure kanina na kaming 26 lang yung sa Beced po.
Sorry. Don't worry. Look at the number of other universities. Yay, mas better talaga F to F. Yeah, okay. Review center plus self-review. Wow, dami time. That's good, that's good. Okay, Teacher Bea, go.
Ma'am, just a question po. Does
Mhm.
the board rating matters po ba?
To be honest, at least in my case, based on my experience, no. Based on my requirements in the university, no.
Yes, ma'am. I know someone.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's my batchmate
Oh,
in
I mean,
Fairfield.
sorry, in promotion, yes, in
Yeah.
promotion.
Yeah,
But
ma'am.
other
But
requirements, mhm.
I know someone po kasi na he's a what to call that, secondary teacher. Yeah,
Mhm.
and he's already a licensed one. And then I came I saw his post on Facebook, like ano po siya, parang nakikipagbardagulan po siya online. Ganon.
About the rating.
Hindi po, pero ayun po, parang yung meron po kasi siyang isang post na
Mhm.
kinorek po ng isang student. Then yung student po na
Oh,
yun, hindi niya po student, ganun. Tapos parang ang sinabi niya po kasi na parang na-offend po siya doon sa sinabi yung pag-correct po sa kanya nung
oh, and
student.
then he bragged about the
Opo,
rating.
and then sabi niya,
Oh my goodness.
ito po yung exact words niya. Sabi niya, baka gusto mo sampalin kita ng jiwa ko at saka ng board rating ko. Ayun, ma'am. Ang pangit po
Yeah,
kasi pangit na nga po siya,
yeah,
pangit pa po yung ugali niya. Joke lang.
it's a bit savage, Teacher Bea. But anyway, yeah, just like what I said, right? If that's the only purpose, right, of getting high, right, so you can have something to slap someone on the face, then then really no, it doesn't really matter unless you are eyeing for a specific position and promotion. At some point, it does, but at least for me, no. It doesn't matter. The very essence is you pass. That's it. Yeah, you pass. Mhm. Okay. Of course, they will not ask for my rating, right? Please don't. It's really a rating of grace. Grace looks good on me. Like, okay. Ito ang tao si Teacher Ali. Sa dilim. No more. Okay. Yeah, and it will not be consuming more of your time. You will have the pre-test. I will now share first slide. Please take a screenshot. Again, the forms will close at 10 p.m. I hope that will be enough time for you to at least think. Okay. By the way, don't ever try. Don't ever try to open a new tab because that will not save your progress. Oh, I gave you hint na. I even used that as instruction there because you might be tempted by the enemy to open a new tab, and I told you I disabled that feature. So every time you closes that, your answers will not be saved. May link po. Yes. Mhm. Wait for a while. I have the links here. I forgot. I was about to paste it there. Okay. Uh, that's pretest one. That's the first link. I sorry. Can I cannot. Oh my goodness. Sorry, that's a wrong link. Please don't try to open it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you just be honest not to click the link? Thank you so much. Sorry, that's the wrong link. I cannot unsend that. Okay, this one is pre-test one. This one is pre-test two. Pre-test two. Are you done taking a screenshot? Okay. Next is pre-test. What is that? Pre-test one, two, three, and pre-test four. Sorry, pre-test three. That's the Pretest 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, sorry, please do not click the first link. That's not the link to the answer sheet. Okay, did you get it? Sorry, pretest 4. Take a screenshot. Or you may scan now so it will be open there on your tabs. Are you following? Do I need to go back? Do I need to go back? Other slides, you may speak. Yes, Teacher Shasha.
Pretest 3 po, ma'am.
Pretest 3. This one, pretest 3. Yeah, that's the perk. Yeah, that's the advantage of having so many gadgets, right? You can scan the QR code while using tablet or laptop.
Yung last po, ma'am.
Okay, 4. Again, you have until 10 p.m. to finish it. And I disable the feature that your answers will be saved if you will attempt to go to a different tab. Okay, done.
Ma'am, pretest 2 po, ma'am.
Pretest 2. This one. Okay. Take a screenshot for now. Okay, the second link from all the links I've shared, you will see there the forms that's pretest 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. Am I right? Okay, thank you, Teacher Michael. Okay, don't worry, this is the pretest, right? So I don't expect, or maybe, I don't expect someone to get a perfect score here. That's why we're having a review to know, right? So don't attempt to cheat because Teacher Des, because this is one way that you will know at least the possibility of passing, right? The test. Afterward, you will get your scores. You will know your scores. Did you get pretest 1? Still scanning, Teacher Des? Okay, thank you. How about the others? Can you give me heart react if you get the links and the QR code? Okay, thank you. I will stop sharing now. Thank you so much. Okay, let's have our post screenshot. So you can dig into the test. Again, that's only pre-test to know where or what part, right? You need improvement or at least mastery, right? There are situational questions there. There are theoretical questions, right, that will remind you of your professional education courses. Okay, in the next meeting, we'll have the actual answering, right, of each question. Okay. Please turn on your cameras and start your video so you can start answering. Oh, Teacher Kyra is here. Hello, Teacher Kai. Smart Teacher Jayan also. Can you turn on your cameras? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Okay, another one. Okay, God bless you all. Thank you for wearing pink. I would like to share something before I say goodbye. I have this, so cute. Nahingi ko lang. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Yeah, until 10 p.m. only, yeah, finish the pretest.
Yes po.
3,